There's a saying that goes, find something you love to do, and you'll never have to work a day in your life. Well, I hated my life, so I said, F it. I sold my place, moved back in with my mom, so I could do what I love, until that saying becomes my reality. There's only two things I couldn't live without: skateboarding and fishing. Will I end up living my dream, or living in my car? Self-fulfilling prophecies. There we go. The barb was kind of hard to crush. Got classic red on right now. Well, this is actually a 24-inch weighted classic red. I don't have a name for her yet. Most clever name gets to name it. So most clever name, leave a comment on this video, because I'm going to be making every color that I make, you can add weight to. 1 ounce of weight. You'll have weight inside the tube. This way you don't need it on your line or anything. But I'm only going to do it for the 24-inch tubes. Well, that little seaweed right there, that could block your swivel. That's why I add an extra swivel, because when that gets covered with seaweed, this thing's going to keep twisting and you're going to get the line twist from hell. And you're going to have to replace your spool, or it's a pain in the ass to get line twist out. You can do it without replacing all of your line, but the easiest way is to just take all your line off and put fresh line on. I just went through 5 or 6 worms, but yeah, red is getting hit every like 10 yards. I'm getting a hit on red, but nothing's taking it. So let's see if color really makes a difference, and if yellow can get them to bite, because they're hitting the red and they're taking the worms off, but they're not, you know, eating the whole tube. And maybe it's just bluefish. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is this the cutest thing you've ever seen? The baby fluke. Look how small this fish is. Oh my goodness. Fair catch too. Through the mouth. Yes. It's like 7 inches. So cool. Oh buddy. Cannot believe I caught that guy on this. Very cool. Very, very cool. You gotta be kidding me. I just killed this Bergall. That's why I don't like doing this. There is no barb on this hook. I'll let him go. Say a prayer. I'll do this one the old school way. This fish keep bothering me. Crushing the barbs, I forgot to do that. It's crushed. That's it, just right through the head and then right out. And it does stay on there a lot better. But I feel in the past when I was using smaller hooks and silver hooks, I just wasn't getting the results when I fished like this. This year I did catch one like that so far. This is what it looks like. It doesn't look too bad, but those fish that have a chance to really get a close look at it when you're going super slow, or if you're coming from the front, it looks really good to me right now. And it's definitely a lot easier to do it that way. That's why that's the old-fashioned way. That's the way people do it. I've always done it, and the way I was taught to do it. But I just found the results are much higher when I have the worm inside the hook. But with this big black hook, it kind of looks like it's part of the worm. So let's see what happens. keep getting bites with the worm being hooked the old school way, you know, just on the end. I've been getting hit all day on red and yellow. The fish are seeing the lures, they're hitting the bait on the lure, but they're just pulling the sandworm right off. You know, no matter how it's hooked, whether it's hooked the way I prefer to hook it or the old school way where it's just through the head and right out. Fishing strip crab strips. I like these for the tube. They just fit perfectly, and the scent must be appealing to the fish. There's a lot of Asian crabs and whatnot around here. But today I've been trying something different. I've been going right through the middle of this thing and then pushing it all the way inside. And then gonna put the sandworm on top. There's no way they're passing up something this tasty. And this way, if they rip off the sandworm, I can keep going for a little bit confidently, knowing that there's still the scent of this fish bites inside the tube. I'm gonna jam it all the way in. And now I'm just gonna put a sandworm on the old school way. Sides of it, a male and a female. All right, so that guy's on there. What we're gonna do real quick, cut him off. Made this last night, and I made that yellow one this morning. Dude, oh, there we go. It's pinched. No more barb, because I'm all about catch and release today, and really always. If I lose a fish, I can always catch another one. Not too bad. Same thing as all the other colors, they just ripped it right off. So they're hitting it. I mean, that's a sign. Usually what I would do is go back over the area, but I did that 3 times, twice. I got hit there, but I went over it 3 times, hit twice, and they're not eating the whole thing. So I'm gonna move on to another spot, keep going. Sometimes, you know, if you get a little hit, it's worth going back over the area, especially if you don't have a fish finder like me and you don't know what it is. So this is what I mean when you gotta grind. I'm empty again, man. I got hit on the same rocks yet again, and I'm just going through worm after worm, man. This is just the tail piece of a worm. I'm gonna go right through, right out. And that's why I do like it. I prefer it all the way up in there. But it's working, man. They're hitting it like that, so that means it's getting attention. Fish, whatever species it is that's hitting it, thinks it's alive and is, you know, I'm feeding them basically. But that's how you catch big striped bass. You gotta work through this crap, and it's work, man. I'm not here to lie to anybody, but I am here to tell you, if you put in the work, you're gonna catch really big fish. I lost one on the metal, but that was it. So now we're gonna just troll purple, keep going, man. Just keep going through these worms. That's why I bring out 2 dozen, cut them in half. I really get 4 dozen by doing that, but it works, man. The fish are hitting it, and I'm sure some of these bites have been striped bass, but I'm sure others are fluke, porgies, blackfish. You catch everything on these tubes. Eventually, you know, sometimes they will put that whole hook in their mouth, but when you have a worm dangling off, it flutters right in front of their face. There's nothing like it, man. There's the bunker spoons, flutter spoons. These are all great things to catch big fish, but this thing catches every fish that sees it. You know, every fish that sees it is going to eat it. This right here, when that gets wrapped around your bottom swivel, you will have night twist from hell. Right on this rock. don't know what the name of this lure is, but knew it would get a bite. Those purple tubes, man. Those purple tubes, man. Thank you, Billy. Let's get a quick measurement. He's 40. I'm calling him 40. Could be 39, could be 41. He's right there. Happy to be in that club again, man. Thank you. Put you right back in. Sorry, I got the music going, but I was like, I need to change something. This is the second song that came on, and got a nice 40-inch fish. Keep his head under the water. I'm right on this rock. I just got snagged up on it, and that guy was right on that rock, man. Right on it. Let's let him go. He's gone. It's hard with these gloves sometimes to get the right grip. The glove kind of slides in their mouth, but I like not using the lip grippers because I don't use treble hooks and whatnot, but I should have lippers in my kayak. Thank you very much, Father, for that fish. Old school way with the fish bites on the inside, just through the mouth and right out. Doesn't know what's going on. Are you kidding me? Dude. How much drag this fish was pulling because of where he's hooked. See if he's bleeding, I'm gonna keep him. But the way that hook set and how that thing pulled, I could have sworn I had at least a 20-pound bass. But no, it's like probably a 13-inch, 14-inch porgy at most, maybe. It's a big porgy, but he was just completely sideways. That was, I can't believe that, man. I'm like, why isn't this thing taking off? But they do that sometimes, the bass. They'll just, sometimes they'll just hang on underneath and be like, what's the deal? They want to know if you're pulling, if they're running. Especially those big ones, man. They know the deal when that hook's in their mouth. Oh my God, it's a robin. You got a robin in the lip though. Could have had a meal if I kept that porgy. I'm sorry, buddy. Dude, it's setting the hook with a metal, anything where you're jigging vertically, setting the hook, man, is just, there's nothing like that. One of the funnest things to do. And right here, there's just a little rip in between these rocks. The water's moving, man. That's like ideal for really every fish, but I do pull a lot of bass out of here. I did bottom fish here back in the day with sandworms, and I used to just catch porgies and whatnot. It came off. But see, like, that could have been a foul hook, you know, that could have been through the side of a fish. I could have just impaled a fish. I have no idea, you know, I just freaking came out here all day and just speared fish and then went home. Like, there's got to be a better way. They're crawling into the sand.